Today's podcast is brought to you by itpro.tv. You can go to itpro.tv/ring for a free special offer.
Good morning.
You know what my wife wants to do this weekend?
How could I possibly know this?
You want it. Unless she texted you or something, which would be even more weird. She wants
Right.
to, I think
Dude, I got this weird text from your wife.
she wants to paint the inside of the house.
You familiar with the Bill Burr joke about the girlfriend that just wants to fill up all the available time? Does this not remind you of that? Like, did she observe you being a little too relaxed one night this week and think, I'm going to fill up his weekend with something?
Yeah, and it's more than just paint, too. I think I'm going to rip all the trim out, replace that. Wow. That's not going to happen this weekend. There's no way. There's not enough time. But yeah, she wants to paint the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room area, and then probably the little hallway too, because I don't think we get away with not painting that. And then she wants to do some stuff on the wall with wood, wainscoting or some whatever thing I got to figure out how to make, which means I can't use the trim on the bottom of that, which means that all the 90s that touch, the corners that touch that wall, can't use the same trim again. So I'm like, well, might as well just rip it all out.
Jeez, dude. Just move at this point. I mean... What?
Anyways, how's that Ethernet cable coming, Paul?
I just told my wife the other day, if everything goes according to plan in here, you don't really get to see much of the office here. I've added a second desk in front of me just to hold stuff while I'm kind of triaging it, I guess. We're giving away a lot of stuff locally, sending stuff back that's like reviewed devices, obviously, or sending back and stuff. I think I've shipped 15 computers out of here so far. Anyway, I told my wife the other day, I said, if everything goes according to plan, my office will be completely empty, except for a desk and a computer. Like this will be the end game eventually literally is to get rid of everything. Everything.
Everything must go.
Literally. It's taking a long time. Made some people pretty happy though. Like, they have like an old iPad mini that's, battery life is probably kind of terrible. It's all beaten up, but some guy comes over with 2 3-year-old kids, twins, ecstatic to get this thing, right? We'll actually, use it. Unlike it's been sitting there it's probably been sitting there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just stupid. It's so easy not to get rid of stuff,
I say that as I'm looking at a stack of last generation Xboxes.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
well, I got rid of 2 of my 3 Xbox Ones. If you look, you can't really see it because it's right up there, the thing holding this badge up is the original Xbox One. I have 2 Xbox 360s still that I think I'm gonna recycle those. I don't think anyone could ever do anything with those. They're kind of beaten up, but I don't know. I could have made a tiny home out of just laptop boxes, It wouldn't have survived the first rain, but especially the way they package things now, they probably biodegrade instantly.
If you did build a tiny home, you could secure it with Cloud Knox because Microsoft bought Cloud Knox. Not Samsung Knox, not Fort Knox.
I don't know. I don't know.
But they bought a Paul.
They did buy something with the word Knox in the
least privileged. Zero trust.
The Microsoft mantra of 2021: zero trust.
Yeah, never trust the past.
Right?
Coming down.
Maybe we've moved past digital transformation. We've transformed. No one's happy about it. What do we got now? No trust, zero trust. Okay.
There's a lot of zero jokes involved with Microsoft of late.
They are buying a lot of security companies this year.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. I mean,
yeah, yep. John, what's his name? Yeah, John McAfee. He should have held out a little longer.
Oh my God.
Could have had McAfee, but I guess obviously he doesn't own McAfee anymore. But
people see what I deal with every day.
I know.
You
should live with me, Brad. It'd be even worse, My off the cuff observations at any day, time, or night, doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's not a ton going on.
No, it's been kind of quiet, which honestly, given the past
yeah.
month, is semi-welcome.
Yeah, but one thing you can do during your I hit the wrong button. During your quiet time is learn to use Alt-Tab correctly. And you can also go over to itpro.tv/ring for a free trial offer, or just a free offer, I should say. You can go over there, learn about upskilling yourself. They have a ton of content that feels more like a conversation and less like a classroom as the world moves to hybrid IT, and there's just new platforms coming out all the time. itpro.tv can help you stay updated in your education. Make sure you stay ahead of the curve and be better prepared for what's coming tomorrow, like Windows 11 or server. What was it? SharePoint Server Edition. Yeah.
It's important that you not know what it's called, because seriously, who gives? I mean,
yeah, subscription edition. That's what it was. The worst possible name. I mean, they could have called
their version of Windows as a service. You can install it locally, and then you can pay us every month.
They should have just called it SharePoint Credit Card. That's right. Just put the number in, and then you'll get the server. But it's
oh man.
So what were you doing with 2 Chromebooks besides having 2 of them?
Well, I late last year. I think it was HP. HP sent me, HP or Parallels sent me an HP Chromebook because it had Parallels desktop pre-installed. And I thought, well, that's cool. I'll review this thing too. It just is a laptop, it's fine. That's what I do. And then within a month of that, Lenovo sent me a Chromebook. And both of these things are kind of premium business class Chromebooks, which is kind of outside of the sphere that most people put Chromebook in these days. Although I think, the thing's obviously, it's heading up market and whatnot. But I don't know if you're familiar with how time passes, but that was 7 months ago. So I haven't written this review, and I've been kind of struggling with what to do with these things, because honestly, reviewing these things like I review a Windows laptop is a little tough, because I hit all these roadblocks that are just my problem. Like I have very specific workflows that involve syncing some stuff locally with OneDrive and blah, 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 whatever. So I can go from Windows computer to Windows computer, no problem, obviously. I can go to the Mac without a lot of problems, because OneDrive Sync does exist over there. The core apps that I use, like Word and Affinity Photo rather, exist there. Some apps I do use don't, so I have to find workarounds for that stuff. But that works. But the problem for Linux and the problem for Chromebooks, which are 2 things I really want to write about, are just that they're just hard. It's just hard for me to make that transition. So I sort of struggled for months, like, how do I handle this? And I have all these ideas about doing things, article series about, web apps and how those things work, and workflow changes, like all the different ways you can access your OneDrive-based files from a browser extension, from they actually is file system integration on Chrome OS, although not sync. On and on it goes. So anyway, it's been a long time. And as I just mentioned, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. So I'm like, I got to do something with these things. So I just decided to have kind of a conversation about Chromebooks, how they've evolved, how premium devices like these make sense. I mean, these things could cost over $1,000,
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, they start in the 600s, but you could spend $1,200 on one of these things if you wanted to. These are real computers. This is like Core i7, 11th gen, 16 gigs of RAM, lots of storage. They're designed to run virtualization and do all this stuff. I mean, they're, Linux apps work, Android apps, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to just ignore it, but there's only so much I can do. So it's like I kind of just list through all the stuff that they have fingerprint readers, they have advanced security features. There are certain features of Chrome OS that I think are kind of impressive, like Power Wash, which lets you reset the thing in like less than 30 seconds. Imagine doing like a PC reset, how long that can take, especially if you have to wipe out the drive.
Yeah.
Which you would if you're giving it away or selling it. And on Chrome OS, it's 30 seconds, no problem. Anyway, I just wanted to because plus the other thing, Brad, like I think we know our readers well enough, kind of Windows focused. That most of them, many of them, are kind of anti Chrome OS or anti anything that's not Microsoft. And the other thing that kind of delayed this is, like, I know when I publish something like this, people are going to be like, oh, I hate Chrome OS, I hate Chromebooks. Someone gave me one and it sucked, and I threw it away, and that stuff. I knew that was going to happen, and it did, of course. But I just had to get it done. I'm checking stuff off, moving down the list, trying to catch up.
Look at you, being productive.
So, well, this is productive. Like I said, I got the first one in December, and it's July. So, not really Johnny on the spot here, but I'm trying.
If you want to be ahead of the curve, unlike Paul, you can go over to itpro.tv, upskill yourself, head on over to itpro.tv/ring, and we'll catch all of you right back here tomorrow.